Hello students, welcome to week 1 of the accounting principles class. I hope and pray your week is going well. One of the videos I distribute each week for our online course is a mini lecture. Now the mini lecture, gives you an overview of what is coming your way during the upcoming week while briefly hitting some of those important concepts that I want you to remember. These video mini lectures, they're not comprehensive, but they're not, they're kind of meant to point you instead in the right direction to make sure that you're reading and digesting the assigned material correctly and that sort of thing. I want to get you going in the right direction. Make sure you're reading the course text though for a comprehensive look. All right, let's look at week number 1. This week, we're defining accounting and explaining the concepts underlying the accounting measurement. We're defining the financial position and stating the accounting equation as well, something that you'll need to be very familiar with. And we're identifying the 4 basic financial statements and their interrelationships. Let's talk for a moment about the basics of accounting principles. Accounting is an information system that measures, processes, and communicates financial information. Think of accounting as a very structured language that business people use to communicate the financial status of their business or somebody else's business. Now, during this course, you're going to learn the basics of that language so that you can have conversation with business people, business owners, managers. You'll be a manager someday, and you need to learn to speak this language. This slide introduces you to some of the basic concepts and words for this week. Learn them and know them. Management must have a good understanding of accounting to set financial goals and make financial decisions. Okay, managers must not only understand how accounting information is compiled and processed, but also realize that accounting information, it's imperfect. And it should be interpreted with some caution. In business, you have to be able to analyze the financial data presented to you to see if it's factual or erroneous, and your business could depend on it. So like we show on this slide here, there's business activities that go on, and those activities generate data which have to be measured, and they have to be accounted for financially. And that information needs to be communicated on the financial statements we're going to review in just a moment. And then decision makers make decisions about what they're going to do with their business. Are they going to open up another plant? They're going to open up another brick and mortar shop. They're going to do more advertising, more marketing, whatever it might be. And those generate some more actions and some more business activities. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. So you also have to know that there are 2 different accounting categories. There is financial accounting and managerial accounting. Know the differences. This course is focused on financial accounting, and the next accounting principles class, Accounting 222, we take a closer look at managerial accounting. Financial accounting, it's for people on the outside of the company, so they can look in, kind of peek in to see how the company is doing financially. Investors, stakeholders, that sort of thing, banks. But managerial accounting is for, and we'll get into that the next term, but that's really more for internal decision makers about some of those decisions that we just mentioned. Should I open a plant? Should I close a plant? Should I lay some people off? Should I hire some more people? That's the managerial look. Okay, anyone involved in accounting decisions needs to ask these 4 questions. What's being measured? When should the measurement be made? What value should be placed on what is being measured? And how should what is being measured be classified? Also, you need to know that there are 3 different, at least for this course, we're going to study 3 different business forms as we ask those questions. And I want you to know what a sole proprietorship is, a partnership, and a corporation. You're not going to be experts on these by the end of the course, but from an accounting perspective, you have to recognize accounting works a little bit different. The principles are very much the same, but how you account for items is different. All right, and with any of these businesses, these different types of business forms, managers and people on the outside of the company want to know the financial position of the company. Now keep in mind, we're talking about a financial accounting. So people on the outside looking in want to know the position of the company. That is, they want to know how much cash do you have? What's the value of your inventory? What's the value of all your assets like buildings and properties and that sort of thing? What kind of liabilities are out there? What do you owe people? What kind of debts do you have? And how profitable are you? How profitable is the company? Now, to get to this, there's a basic accounting equation that you must know. And it looks just like this. Assets of the company are equal to the liabilities of the company plus what we call owner's equity. Now we're going to get into these more, especially in chapter 1 and actually throughout the rest of the course text. But just know that assets have to equal liabilities plus owner's equity. And that is, they always have to be in balance with each other. They can never be, so assets always have to equal to the sum of liabilities and owner's equity. If you're ever doing a problem in accounting and assets don't equal to the liabilities plus owner's equity, you've done something wrong. You have to go back and check it out, all right? They got to balance. All right, finally this week, we are learning about the 4 basic financial statements from how you can determine a company's financial position. And this is good not just for external users of accounting, but also the people on the inside. As a manager, you're going to need to know these sorts of statements. You have to know what the income statement is. Sometimes that's called the profit and loss statement. You have to know the balance sheet. You have to know what the cash flow statement is. And you have to know what we call the statement of owner's equity. Okay, now listen, that's it for now. Remember to get your quizzes and assignments done in on time. That's these reminders up here, if you can see those. And don't forget my contact information. It's off to the side there. You're welcome to contact me, email me throughout the week, whatever works for you. So if you have a question. And I'd like to remind everybody that God is on his throne. He's always been there, and he's always going to be. You guys have a great week.